Hey guys, what's up? Shin0555 here. Happy Sonic Month, everybody. And we are here doing another Sonic drawing video. And this video was requested by Aiden Page, so thank you so much for the request. I do appreciate it. And we are drawing Dark Shadow. So, this is one of those characters where it's mostly in the coloring where you see the difference. So I guess this picture kind of looks like normal Shadow without any eyes. But this is actually Dark Shadow. So we'd have like a more like black aura. Well, I think he's like, he turns like completely black, his eyes go white, and he has like a red aura. But it's very similar to Dark Sonic from Sonic X, but that form just shadows in it. So yeah, so we're going to be drawing Dark Shadow today. And that's pretty much it. But before we start, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. That really helps me out. Other than that, let's get our pencils ready and let's jump in. Alright guys, so we're going to start off drawing Dark Shadow here with a nice decent sized circle about this big. This is going to be where his head is going to be at. Keep it light, we're just kind of gesturing in shapes. And then under that circle we're going to get like another circle here, and then one tiny one over it. And then here we're going to get kind of like an oval to kind of like show like the side of his body. And then from here we're just going to get a line going down. We're going to get his foot somewhere about here. This leg will go over and then down, and then we'll get like another foot right about here. We're going to get one of his fists around here, and then another big fist around here, and then we'll get like a nice little curve line that goes into it. But that's pretty much good for the gesture that we need. So if you have something that looks like this, you're on the right track. So what we start off doing is drawing in his head. And if you want to, you can draw in the crosshairs. They'd be something like this. And now I like starting off with his nose. So his nose, we're going to start right about here and draw a nice little curve line like this. And then we're going to curve it around and then in, like so. And then we're going to get a little half circle right here. And if you want to, you can kind of just shade this in, like that. And now we're going to draw in his muzzle real lightly because his like frown, his like clenched teeth is going to kind of overlap it a little bit. So we're going to keep it nice and light as we just draw a nice little curve line going down. It's going to dip down and then go up right about there. And then here it's just going to curve down, and we're just going to get a nice kind of curve line that goes in like this. And now we can get in his muzzle, or his mouth. So basically it's going to like intersect right here, so we're going to get like a little bump right there. But for the mouth itself, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line that kind of goes over and then slightly up right about here. Then it's going to curve down like this, and then we'll start here, curve it down, and then we're going to just go in slightly, so we're going to go a little bit up and then down before we go into there. And actually I can make this a little bit higher. Now that I'm looking at it, just a tad, something like that. Make it a little bit bigger. And then what all you need to do after you get this shape done is draw a nice little cross, or a nice little curve line for his teeth, and then we're just going to get a nice little line that kind of hugs the mouth shape, and then we will go into the muzzle here like that and just darken in the rest of it. I'm going to keep it light around here because his shoulder that's going to be right here is going to intersect it as well. So I'm going to keep that part a little bit light. And now what we could do here also is draw a nice little light like a curve line right here. Because basically what you want to do is you kind of want to match the circle for his head. This will help us when we start drawing in his spikes. But before we do that, we're going to draw in his eye, or his eyes, or his lack thereof, because they just turn white. So we're going to start here. If you want to, this is a neat little trick I like to do sometimes, is draw a nice little circle above where like the muzzle is, kind of like at the closest point. And then you follow that little curve line here, so like this curve of the circle, and then you just kind of launch up like this. So we're going to get a nice little curve line that curves up, like so. And then we'll start before this line ends and just draw a nice little curve line going into the muzzle there. And then at the edge of this line, you just draw that line curving in as well. And then here, this line's going to go up. And then it's going to go past, we're just going to draw a line up there. And then a little bit before that line ends, we're going to draw a nice little curve line that just kind of bumps in like that. Go down like so. And then from here, just draw a line going up, over, and then just kind of curves in there. And you can erase this circle if you want to. And then here we'll get another kind of line that kind of hugs his eye line right there for his eyebrow. And once we got that done, now we can actually draw in his spikes. So his spikes aren't too bad. Again, we're going to follow the circle that we have. And you basically just kind of go off the circle into Shadow's spikes. So we're just going to go off, launch off into a spike here, go a good distance away before curving in like this. And then the second spike, it's going to go down, and Shadow's spikes kind of, I'll zoom out a little bit, go down and then kind of have a curve up. Then it goes down and then in like so. And then we'd see a little bit of this one. Again, the arm's going to intersect this one a lot, so we're just going to keep it light. And then we'd have another spike around here that just kind of curves up and then down like so. And now we could get in his ears. So his ears are going to start right off this curve line. And it's basically going to be this nice kind of almost very soft triangle like so. And then we're going to get another triangle. So it's going to curve over, up like this, and then just curve down. So almost get like almost like a little horn type shape. And then here, all you're going to do is stay closer to this side than you're going to stay to this side, and we're going to just draw a nice little triangle like that. And then here, similar to this one, we're going to stay very close to this side of the ear, and then just kind of go down about there. And now I'll just darken in the rest of the spikes. And now looking at this, I could probably make this spike a little bit longer. Maybe like up to there before going in. And then here we're just going to get that curve line. This line's good. Again, we're going to do this spike a little bit later just because the arm. And then we'll draw a nice little curve line. And now we could draw his like highlights that he has on his head. So this one will just kind of be like a V, so it's going to go down and you get like a V here, and then just kind of like curves all the way up like that. And then here we'll just get a curve line that goes in from this point of the triangle, curves down, and then same thing here, it's going to go down, kind of curve in like that. Again, we'll do the same thing on this one, but just later after we draw on the arm. And now here we will get one more spike here, and it's just a nice little curve line that curves up. And it goes down and then over like so. And then we'll start from the tip here, go down and in like that. Alright, so now that's done. Now we can finally draw on the arm that I keep talking about. Because the arm's kind of like its own thing, and it's kind of like in front of everything else. So it's a good spot to start. So the way I like to draw this arm, or this hand really, I like to kind of break it down into its shapes. So we're going to get basically an oval for the thumb, and it's going to go inwards like this. And then we're basically going to get like this kind of box type shape for the fingers, and then it'll just kind of wrap around into each other like that. And then we'll get like 1, 2, 3, and then 4 fingers for the ovals. But once you get like a shape that looks something like this, we could kind of just jump into detail here. So personally, I like starting off with the start of the thumb here. So what we're going to do is start right about here and draw a nice little curve line going down like this. And then it's going to go over, kind of curve in, and then go in again like that. I'll zoom in a little bit too. And now we'll get started on these fingers. So in between these circles, we're basically going to start with a line going down. And this line's going to curve across, and then curve in, and then go up a little bit like that. And then here we're going to have a little curve line right here, and then a line that goes across like this, and then kind of one more that bumps out like so. And then here the rest of the fingers are pretty easy. You just draw a line going over and then up. And then you make them slightly shorter than the last finger. Up, and then this finger, the pinky, it's the shortest of them all, and it goes up, and then it wraps around into this shape right here. So you just basically make a nice little curve line that connects from here to here. And then to give it a little bit more depth, what you could do here is draw a nice little curve line that curves across to show like the bend of the knuckles here. But that's pretty much all you need to do. And then once we got that down, what you want to do is start right about here and draw a nice little curve line that wraps around the hand here, about here. And now we can kind of gesture in the cuff of his glove, which would just kind of be like this like square, like curved square, like so. And then here what we could do is draw a nice little curve line that intersects the muzzle, and it would just kind of wrap around. Whoop, probably even go farther than that. So there's a nice little curve line that wraps around and goes in right about there. So we start here, just draw a nice little curve line, and then here, pretty much the same thing. Just curve around like that, have a nice little curve to it. And now that once we got that done, we could draw in the rest of the like cuff part. And it's not too hard. Basically what you're going to do is basically get like this square that goes out like so. And then you're going to get a slightly smaller square that kind of wraps around it. Like that. And then we're going to get this one. I'm going to round off the edges a little bit so it's not as sharp. And then you get one more in the middle here, like that, and you can erase any overlap. And as you can see, we barely see like this spike here, so it's still there, but I'll just kind of like slightly put it in like that. And then here we could just draw this line. You can put a little dip in it, like right here, but that's pretty much it for his hand. It honestly isn't all too bad. And now, since we got his arm and his head done, we could draw the rest of his body in. So I'm going to refine the shape a little bit. Basically what you're going to do is get like a nice curve line like this. So it's going to kind of curve in. And then here, you're going to get like a bean type shape really. So it'd be something like this. And we would see his back spike here, which would just be a nice little triangle going off. And then this goes straight into his leg. So his leg will actually start right about here and then just kind of curve down into it. And it'll be like from this line, it'll curve down and then just kind of go straight into his leg there like that. And then this leg will kind of just curve off over and then down about here. And then his leg will go up and then just kind of curve over like that. And then before we get into like his legs here, we'll finish off his kind of chest fur he has here. And basically what you could do is just do like a V and then just give it a little bit of like jagged edges like this. So you could just add in some little spikes at the end here, like so. And then we would get his tail as well, which is a nice little spike that pops out right about there. And now we could draw in Shadow's shoes, which are my least favorite part about drawing Shadow. His shoes, they're just so complicated. They're so angled. I don't like them. So basically what we're going to do is very similar to like the glove we did here. We'll get that kind of like rectangle on top. And then what we're going to do is basically get like a curve line that goes down. And then you're going to get like a shoe shape like this. And then you get a little bump. And then like that'll be like the back of the shoe here. So if you get something that looks like this, we're on the right track. Zoom out a little bit. And I actually like starting off with the top part of his shoe. So very similar to what we did on the top where the glove is, we are going to get a nice little curve line that kind of curves across the top like this. And then you're going to round off the edge and then just go across like so. And now here what we're going to do is get a nice big kind of rectangle like that, with a slightly smaller kind of square rectangle right here, and then one more in the middle there, and then here it's going to go out, kind of have a little dip in before it goes in like that. Same thing here, you just see very slightly on the side there, and you can erase the like overlap with the leg to make it a little bit clearer. Like so. And I'll just darken in the leg here too. Like that. And now we could draw in his foot. So again, this is the hard part about the foot, is like the jet booster part. So basically what you're going to do is get like a line going out here, a straight line going down, and it's going to curve up, and then kind of over, and then down, and then over, and then down. This one will go down, and they'll kind of meet here like that. And then this line will kind of go in a little bit, and then you'd get like the jet booster right there. Again, this is the reason why I don't like drawing shadow shoes, because this shape is so weird. It's like both angle, like very sharp angles, and very soft curves. I hate this part. So once we got basically this shape down, I'm just going to refine it a little bit, and actually we'll get another shape here. So it'll go down, you can basically get like a little rectangle that goes in like this, and it'll go over, and then up, and then in. This one will go down, and then in like that. So now what we're going to do is just refine the shape. There's going to be a curve line that starts here and curves down for like the different colors of his shoe. So this is like the black part, this is the white part. Then we'll get a nice little curve line that goes in like this, and it'll go over and then up like so. And now this line will just kind of go into like this here. And now I'm going to refine this shape a little bit. So I'm going to just darken it in, kind of straighten it out about here, get that little curve in right about there. Before going down like that. And then here what we're going to do is pretty much follow this, go down, kind of over, then up, then in, like so. And now there would be a line right here from like this angle to this one. And then for the jet booster, what I like to do is just draw a nice little curve line like that. And then just like a line that goes over, cross, and then in, like so. And then from here, we could just draw a line connecting into that jet booster like that. And then here, you can kind of refine the shape a little bit. It'll go down, kind of straighten out, be something like that. But there you go. Oh, and this side here, pretty much the same thing. I'm just going to refine the shape a little bit. Go down and across, over and up. That's pretty good. Again, shadow shoes are the worst. They are the worst thing to draw. But once we got that one down, we could draw in the next one. And I think this shoe is a lot easier than the other one because it's more on like a profile type view. So again, we're going to get that like spot for his, like the top of his shoe. And then the shoe shape itself, it's just going to go down like this. Kind of flatten up right about here like that. You're going to get a little curve line for the heel. And then you get all the kind of like tech parts there like that. Same thing over here, just kind of go in and over like that, and then here you get that curve line for it. But now we're going to refine the shape again, and this time we will start out with the we're actually going to start out with the top part of the shoe here. So what I like to do is start with a curve line that goes around the legs like this, and then from here I'm going to just kind of very lightly just gesture in the shape that we need. Make it a little bit more square. It actually kind of looks like a marshmallow almost. That's a good describing word to describe that shape. And now we're going to draw the little clip thing he has. So it's going to go up, around, and then down like this. So what I like to do is start right about here and draw a nice little curve line that wraps around like this. And then it'll go down, and it'll curve around, and then go up, and then curve around, and then go down like that. And now I'm going to erase all the overlap. I'm going to draw that again because that was a complicated shape. So we're going to start with a curve line that wraps around like this. It's going to go straight down, curve around, over, and then down to about here. And then we're going to just kind of darken in where the top part of his shoe is. And then here it's going to curve out a little bit before going in. And then we get that little square there like that. And then from here, we basically just get like this nice little ring that wraps around his foot here. And now we'll just, again, refine the shoe shape more. So from here, I'll get that line for the color difference between the shoe. We're going to get his little heel here, and his heel's going to go up and then in like that. And then the bottom one here, we're going to start right here and just draw a line going across. Once you get here, it's going to go over, up, and then in like that. And then we're going to draw a straight line going down here and in. And then this line's going to go over, up, and then in like that. And now for this part of the shoe, we're basically going to get a straight line that goes across like this, and then down, and then over, and then in like that. And then we'll get another kind of straight line that closely hugs that line. And now from here, what we're going to do is get a line going down, across, down again on like an angle, and then over, and then up like that. And then you get a nice little curve, or a straight line from here to here. And now we're just going to refine the top of the shoe shape, so it's going to just curve down, and then into this part like that. And then this line will go down like so. And that's his shoe there. And now the last part we need to draw in is his hand over here, and this is honestly not that bad. So I'm just going to start out with a fist. This is a good size for it. So what I'm going to do is draw a nice little oval like this, with kind of like a bigger oval kind of intersecting it like that. That's going to be his thumb. And then here we're going to get a nice little curve line, and then you're just going to get a series of 4 ovals like that going across. And then you just kind of get like a little hand shape. But now we can refine this more. So the thumb's in front of everything, so we're going to start right here and draw a nice little curve line like that. And then we're going to curve it around and then in like so. And then we're going to draw a nice little curve line for like the fatty part of the thumb. Then it's going to go down and then across, follow the curve that we have for the oval, dip it in, and it's going to go over like that. And we're going to take a break from doing that line. And now I'm going to just start drawing in the knuckles here, or the fingers. So we're going to start here, and you're basically going to draw these very like rounded, kind of boxy oval shapes. So it's going to go up, across, and over, and across, over, down, and then in like that. And you're just going to draw a nice little curve line that connects them. So again, they're not quite rounded, they're not quite square, they're somewhere in between both, but a shape that looks something like that. And as you can see where this curve line is that we have, we could just draw a nice little line here just to show the fingers bending as we connect this line into there like that. And then here we'd get that little bit of like the ring. Then we're going to get that little kind of marshmallow type shape for his wristband, or his band here. Like that, and then just a nice little curve line that curves up like so. And the last thing that we need to do is draw in the highlights. He has one here, so we can just draw that with a little curve line. He has one on his arm. He also has one on his leg here at the edge. But we don't see this one or that one because it's not facing us. But yeah, that's pretty much how you draw a dark shadow. Again, it's pretty much just drawing shadow. The real difference comes in like the color variation. So it'd be a bunch of different colors, and you don't draw in his eyes, obviously. So there's the sketch that we just did. I will put it up here so we can get a good look at it. And then I'll put the sketch that I did beforehand up there as well, so you can see what like a more finished version of it looks like. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think this is actually one of the harder ones, mainly because of Shadow's shoes. I hate drawing Shadow's shoes. They're so complicated. Because it's like a mixture of like round shapes and like sharp shapes. I just don't like it. But thank you again, Aiden Page, for the request. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can draw a dark shadow now. And other than that, guys, happy Sonic Month. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have requests, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Other than that, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. That really helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye. Later.